I was diagnosed in May with just about stage 2 breast cancer. And I had a lumpectomy, or what they were calling a partial mastectomy, because there was a lot of cancer that needed to be removed. I had that operation June 28th. And my plastic surgeon, Dr. Singh, I was asking him, and I'd asked my other doctors, but Dr. Singh was the one that recommended Marjorie. I knew I wanted to find a physical therapist or massage therapist or someone that did some type of scar tissue work and lymph work, but I didn't start looking too far. I was speaking to some naturopaths and some other holistic practitioners. But as soon as Dr. Singh made the recommendation for Marjorie, I made my appointment within days. Following my lumpectomy, just like anyone, I was having a lot of hardness around the scarring. I was having slight mobility issues from the lympectomy. And I just wanted to get ahead of it. I knew it was something some people wait till later, but it was something I felt like I wanted to get on as soon as possible. I had done a lot of things, like trying to change my diet, my supplement routine, juicing, different things that I was doing before surgery. And I wanted to continue to get on, stay on top of it so I would heal faster and stronger. So when I went to see Marjorie the first time, as I said, there was a lot of hardness around the scar. There was some mobility issues. So I was looking somewhat to relieve the pain that I was having, but also to get ahead of what could become problems if I wasn't doing the lymph work and the scar tissue therapy. What stood out to me the most was, first, I went to see Marjorie about a week and a half after the surgery. And I never would have thought that was something I could do if it wasn't recommended by Dr. Singh and by Marjorie's website, and speaking with her and understanding that it was safe to seek her care, so soon after surgery. And so right off the bat, that was something that kind of surprised me. But then I'll never forget walking up to her office when I first got there, and the vibe that literally changed the second you walk down the pathway to her massage table. And I got such a great feeling right off the bat. So I think that was also something I was surprised by. She creates this wonderful environment that, going through breast cancer there's nothing about it that is relaxing. There's nothing about it that feels good. I had a great care team. I had wonderful doctors. I did feel confident in my team and feel that I was in very good hands. But Marjorie, just right from the moment you walk up, you feel that there's just something different. You feel like you're in the right place at the right time. Like it just calms you, and that you're not alone because there's someone that is experienced. And the way she spoke to me, the way she was just such her authentic self. She spoke to me very openly about her own experiences, about her experiences as a woman, as a practitioner, made me feel very comfortable right away. And then what surprised me was, I would say after my first visit, my pain was minimized by at least 50%. I was so surprised. And again, I didn't expect to be able to go see someone so soon after my surgery. So to already start to feel the hardening starting to soften and already have more mobility in my arm and less pain was wonderful. I I knew right then and there I had found the right practitioner for me at that point. The money could be an obstacle, not being not taking insurance and having to make sure that you can afford it. But to me, it became a priority in my financial situation to prioritize it, and knowing that if I continued to seek care, I could submitted to my insurance and all, it was worth it. So though it was an obstacle to me, because it was a choice I made for my health, and I knew that there were other options and other physical therapists that I later learned about. But once I had that first experience where I saw Marjorie's talent and Marjorie's authenticity, I was going to figure it out. So even though it was an obstacle, it was something. So maybe I wasn't going as frequently as I wanted to go, but that would be the only obstacle. I mean, time is always an obstacle once I went back to work and all that too, but um that's another thing, you just kind of figure it out. The biggest factors that pleased me seeing Marjorie were when you're going through breast cancer and you're going through post-operative, you feel like you're never going to look the same or feel the same. And when I was seeing results almost immediately, that S.T.R.A.I.T method was breaking up the scar tissue, that it was giving me more mobility in my arm, that the tension I was feeling was starting to lessen. That to me was the biggest factor why I would continue to go back. And I have some experience in the holistic world. I had received treatments in the past for other things. I never learned about that before. I knew the importance of scar tissue and lymph massage and that stuff, but the S.T.R.A.I.T method, again, being in such a vulnerable moment and seeing how quickly it started to help relieve pain I was having and any other issue, it was just wonderful. I started telling everybody about her because I felt like she was magic. Yes, it absolutely has. I I knew it was something I needed, but I didn't know really what to expect. And so after that first visit, when I was 50% less pain and more mobility right off the bat, and every consecutive appointment that I would go to and seeing the results, feeling the scar soften and start to look more natural again and loosen, and the skin feeling soft, absolutely exceeded every expectation I could have had. When I went back to Dr. Singh for my second post-op appointment, Dr. Singh is my plastic surgeon who had recommended Marjorie. When I went back for my second post-op visit, I think the word wow actually came out of his mouth when he looked at my scar. And he was fascinated with how well I was healing and how you could barely tell I even had surgery, and just truly amazing healing. And that is completely because of Marjorie. I believe Dr. Singh is a wonderful doctor who did an incredible job, but without Marjorie's scar tissue therapy and the work she did for me, my scar could have still been hard. It could have still been, scrunchy and feel strange and look strange. And literally every doctor I have seen, the radiation oncologist, the techs, my GP, my breast surgeon, every single one of them has, wow, whoa, my God, you're healing so beautifully. And I tell every single, my immediate response is Marjorie. Marjorie was the reason. I really believe it. Granted, I did everything I was supposed to do. I followed instruction. And like I said, and I think I went beyond by doing things as much as I could to take care of myself in a holistic way to supplement my healing. But Marjorie's work, absolutely. The fact that other doctors look at my breast and are fascinated with how my healing has been so successful, to me speaks volumes of her work. What surprised me most about Marjorie's practice was having breast cancer is probably the thing that's made me feel most vulnerable in my entire life. And it was unexpected. It is not in my family history. It really took me by surprise. So when I had my surgery and then I met Marjorie, I didn't know that people like Marjorie existed, even with my knowledge of the holistic world. And so to work with her and start to see improvement right away and start to see that my breast was not going to be disfigured and have a terrible scar because of the work that she was doing with the S.T.R.A.I.T method and whatever else she was doing, it was amazing. I was, as much as I am a believer in holistic care, I was still surprised when I saw something that made me feel so vulnerable and so scared, and I felt safe and comfortable and saw the results right away that made me so much more comfortable and heal faster and better than I would have if I had met Marjorie. Coming to mind is gratitude. Like I said, not knowing what to expect, and Marjorie gave me back my confidence. And it wasn't only her scar tissue therapy and straight therapy and the work that we did, it was also her straight talk and authenticity of making me feel like I wasn't alone. And it really, I have so much gratitude for her, for Dr. Singh recommending her to me, for her being open. She is such a caring person. Even, I haven't seen her in several weeks, and she texts me every once in a while to just say, how are you? Checking in. And I really appreciate that about her, and will absolutely be getting back on her table as soon as I can. So yeah, gratitude will be my word. I don't think I expected it to work the way it did. I, because of our fear and our ego and everything else, I expected to have a breast with a ginormous scar on it for the rest of my life, and to have hardening and discolored, skin and whatever it was. And I didn't expect to feel normal again. And I really was taken back by how quickly it started to work. And the more treatments I had, the more normal I felt again. I got my mobility back so quickly that I didn't have some of the problems that I could have had if the lymph would have started to rope in my arm, or the scar. If I didn't go for the treatment with Marjorie, my scar would have remained very hard and solid, and my scar would not have healed so naturally and naturally blending with my breast again. And it would have remained, in a difficult, you know, way. So I know it's like, it sounds so silly, but that's what I think. I think when you're so afraid of not feeling normal and this terrible thing you go through, it's unexpected when someone actually helps you heal and you feel good again and feel normal again, normal for you, you know. Too many people do not know about scar tissue release and the kind of work that Marjorie does. I have so many people I have met since the time of my surgery that never had anyone recommend someone that does scar tissue therapy, that never had someone recommend the S.T.R.A.I.T method or the different things that she offers. And so I literally recommend her to everyone. And it's not just people that have breast cancer like me and that have been through that kind of surgery. I have a friend who has had several surgeries on her foot, and she has trouble with her scar tissue and mobility. I have had people with back surgeries. I've had people with all different types of things that I have talked about Marjorie with. And I literally talk about her to anyone that will listen. Like every doctor that I see, I give her card. I try to make the connection to make sure that I don't understand why every doctor wouldn't be recommending her care, because that's how strongly I feel it had a positive effect emotionally, physically, in every way for my healing. I like can't help but want to spread the word, because I don't think people know. I think I've watched so many people go through different types of pain and side effects from surgeries and not knowing there's a Marjorie out there that's going to help you, knowing that scar tissue is going to cause lifelong problems if you're not learning how to stretch, the skin and the muscle and the fascia and get your body moving again. I've just watched too many people suffer. So I just want everyone to know she's out there, that this work is out there. I think someone that was on the fence, I would tell them about my experience. I would share with them how it absolutely changed my healing and started to change my healing within one session. I think I would tell them it won't hurt you to try it, right? If you're in pain or if you're concerned about your healing, what would one session be? If anything, hopefully it's a nice experience and whatever else. But I really believe that in one session, anyone will see the difference, because like I said, I didn't walk away completely healed and completely better, but I at least 50% difference. And I believe that would probably be the case for anyone. I'm sure the percentage of healing or, change would be different for everyone, but I think I would make sure that they knew I saw the effects pretty much immediately, and it's worth trying. Thousand. I am I am a poster child for Marjorie. I am very, scale of 1 to 10. I recommend Marjorie as a 10 to everyone and anyone that will listen.